moments, looking like you want it. My bad, I was facing out, looking at the trunkery, just had a Ric Flair moment. Woo! Heartbreak, break a chin for. If you're not the one, then you're the prototype. Now you're telling me your heart been beat up like a Kodo fight. Huh? Good God, that's what the rappers say. So wait it up, never hesitate. Hey, you make a nigga wanna update his resume. Let's get it. Hold up. Wait.
Episode 115. I am JoeJoeKeys, and thanks to Toby, Snowstorm Toby, we're a night late. Rob's in the thick of the snowstorm, Toby, and he was a little worried about traveling last night, so everybody's okay. No real big issues other than it was just weather related. So thanks for hanging out with us and coming a night late. No panel guests tonight, but I'm hanging out with David Granny Pants Werba as usual. How you doing?
Back, man. You brought it back. Nice. Oh, feeling good, man. I wanted to update people on the website. I think, what was it, like a week or two ago, we just did this huge chunk of reviews. We must have done like 7 or 8 in like a few days, like a 3 or 4 day period. So, so the people waiting on reviews were almost totally caught up. It's usually about a few weeks delayed.
Say about
from
30 business days normally, which seems like a long time. Yeah. It goes by quick.
Yeah, but we're cranking them out. So just wanted to update people. Feeling good tonight, Joe. We got some interesting music tonight. We got John Jay in the house. He's going to talk about his life story or something like that.
Because you know it already, right?
Well, hey, man, we're going to find out.
Sounds like you're doing some hardcore research on this guy. He knew some stuff I didn't even know about, and I just like his music, so...
Hey, man, I like to dig in there and see what the hell's going on with these musicians, man.
All right, so Rob is pushing all the buttons. He's back tonight. He's nice and healthy, except for that cough and when he was blowing his nose and stuff. Anyway, I hope you're feeling okay, Rob. So let's go ahead and get to some music. This is actually the next review that's going to be published on the website. I'm almost done with it. And actually future featured artists in a few months because I was so impressed with what this band's been doing lately. They've had a singer change, and they've consolidated, if you will, and I think it's for the best. I love what they're doing right now. So let's go ahead and watch the lyric video, Rainy Day Crush, Heartbreak, or How to Get Over It. Hit it, Rob.
I picked up a pencil and I got down to work. I was trying to make sense out of these feelings that lurk behind everything wrong with everything that's right. Just when it finally felt good to be alive, feelings like these are a million years old. I felt it coming deep in my bones. Sharpened my pencil, stayed up 1 more hour. I was trying to be brave, trying not to cower behind all of my bravado and all of these words. But this isn't working, and it's time that you heard. Feelings like these are a million years old. I felt it coming deep in my bones. You broke my heart, but hey, that's okay. I'm still alive, I can fight 1 more day. You can blame me if that helps you sleep, knowing you made some promises you couldn't keep. This is my love letter, letting you go. This is my love song, full of sad notes. You may use me, but you'll never use me up. You knock me down, this is me getting up. You broke my heart, but hey, that's okay. I'm still alive, I can fight 1 more day. You can blame me if that helps you sleep, knowing you made some promises you couldn't keep.
Indie Music Live, episode 115. I'm JoeJoeKeys. It's a random Wednesday night, and we're here on Indie Music Live thanks to Snowstorm Toby. We had to delay an evening, but I'd like to say welcome to Daniel Powell Jr., Annie Stoic, the Vag Core.
Annie Stoic is here.
Wow. Yes. We got to have that chick on as a panel guest. Lincoln Plowman, Warren Galloway, Paul Aceto, Dennis Halsey-Brook, Kenneth Hawks, Chris Swan was in. I don't know if he's still here, but so what's up, everybody? That was Rainy Day Crush with Heartbreak or How to Get Over It. We're going to have them on as featured artists. I got an itchy nose. That's weird. Going to have them on as featured artists coming up. I'd like to know what everybody else thinks about that in the comments. Remember, you can still comment on the replay. Got John Jay in the house. He's coming up in just a minute. So Rainy Day Crush, they had girl singers for a long time, and they've been around since the 90s overall. They took an extended break like a lot of bands do these days, like 8 years or something, I believe, something like that. But they're back, and they're back again. Matt, Jumpy Matt, as they call him, he just briefly, before I let you take it over, hand the reins over to you, Dave, he told me, and when he sent in the information for the review, he said that one of the things that he said is when their CD was released at a week after their first rehearsal after the CD release party, their singer quit.
Ooh.
So I can relate to that because I've been in a situation like that. The day that we've got 2,000 CDs back in the mail, to start selling and start pushing, like 2 members quit. Anyway, so I can relate to that. But anyway, what he said is they also auditioned singers and stuff, and so he just decided to start getting in the studio to keep the creative juices flowing. And he said he ended up auditioning for his own band. So that's him singing there. So what do you think, Dave? Okay,
I guess that's good to know. That's interesting. I mean, it's Rainy Day Crush, man. This is
they're a trio now.
I know, but man, they submitted to us 2 years ago, right?
Oh, yeah.
We've reviewed their stuff way back in the beginning of this project. This was interesting, man. I really, really like the guitar work in this, like the percussive style, the panning. I think it was stellar. I think that was my favorite part of the song. So kudos to the player, whoever did that. Another nice piece that I wanted to hear more of is like when he kind of went into his high voice, the vocalist kind of reminded me of James Hetfield. It was almost like a little Metallica moment. I don't know. Did you feel that too? It's like, well,
not at all. But hey, whatever.
Really?
All right. Different.
But what I was looking for was more emotion in the vocals. So I don't know if they're kind of like shuffling the singers and everything, but that's all I was longing for on this tune. Other than that,
you'll probably be able to get to talk to Matt about that in June-ish.
Oh, nice, so, man. We'll go head to head.
May or June. I think it's early May. Yeah, I think it might be May 8th. But anyway, yeah. So cool. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's so this is one of the batch reviews that you were talking about, Dave, that we put up recently. We had a lot of country artists. I think a manager or something was submitting all of his country artists and stuff. So I'm not a huge country dude, not a huge country buff, but I enjoy good music no matter what genre it is. So let's listen to Matt Westin with Our Redneck of the Woods. Hit it,
Rob. Oh.
Our state flower is a satellite dish. If we ain't hunting, we're cleaning fish. That shotgun hanging in the back of my truck. Son, it ain't in that ride for looks. It's cotton can, red, white, and blue. Help folks when we should. Yeah, man, that's how we roll in our redneck of the woods. If you think we're on tomatoes and good snap beans. Put in 40 when the work is hard. And on Sunday morning we praise the Lord. No outsider gonna come in here, sell us some bale of goods. Yeah, man, that's how we roll in our redneck goods. You think we're drunk and crazy?
Probably my favorite line in that song is something about the guns not being there for show. Probably not really the best topic to talk about tonight, but hey, that was Matt Westin, our redneck of the woods. A redneck's real.
I just saw this interview with Stone Cold Steve Austin and Larry King last night. It was some late night YouTube.
About rednecks?
Yeah, about rednecks. Like, what is a redneck? And Steve Austin's definition was just like, you know, someone who likes to be in the outdoors, hunt, fish, you know. It was real, like, that's it. That was his definition of it.
Okay.
I mean, just someone who likes to, like, I don't know, a southern dude who likes to be outside. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if there's other connotations
I would add,
to it.
like, you know, slightly racist to that. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But this song, I mean, this guy's voice was like, man, really rich and deep. It's like, I think that was
that country voice.
Yeah, but it was like really like, you know, hitting those low notes. I was chatting with John Jay as it was playing here. We're like, Chad Kroeger, man. Chad Kroeger from Nickelback has kind of got like a similar inflection, you know, obviously a little more country style in it and everything. But yeah, and I think I don't remember the story. I think this was a dedication to maybe one of his parents or something. Like, I think he took a year off to, like, is that right?
Yeah. I remember that. Yep.
So, I mean, I respect that and everything. I'd like to hear that voice and maybe some, you know, start to cross over into like some different genres.
Well, you know, I don't even think that he's actually like, you know, like he has a manager and stuff. And I don't know how long he's actually been doing the country music thing. I think it was like something that, I think that it wasn't necessarily like he's been paying his dues and doing country music and, you know.
Yeah, it was like an experiment. But I mean, you listen to that song, it sounds like he's been doing it for like 10 years.
Yeah.
So that I just want to hear that voice and like other stuff because it's pretty impressive, man.
Cool.
It's got some pipes.
So let's totally change gears then right now. Let's just take a complete 180 and we're going to welcome our featured artist tonight. First, I want to thank him for being flexible and all of you for being flexible also for, you know, waiting a night. If you even notice that this is a different night that we're on, we're supposed to be on Tuesday nights at 10 o'clock, but we had some issues. So we're here tonight. And we have featured artist John Jay out of Atlanta hanging out with us tonight. So John, how you doing, man? Thanks for being flexible and being here tonight.
I'm doing all right. And yourself?
I'm doing great, thank you. So I was kind of telling you this is kind of the point when I introduce you into the show and sort of let you know that I pick all the artists to be on the show, and whether or not your genre of music is like my forte or something that you know, I listen to all the time, you stood out to me and you deserve to be featured artist on the show. So I'm glad you're here. I will have everybody, all the featured artists, give their elevator pitch, if you will, about their music and what they're doing and stuff. So if you could just sort of explain who you are briefly and tell us a little bit about the song "The Remedy," then we're going to come back and get deeper with Dave.
Ooh.
Okay, we'll give you the quick elevator pitch. Of course, I'm from my name is John Jay. I'm from Houston. Moved to Atlanta a few years back. So it's always a southern undertone within the music, but the influences all over the place with this project. With this song, "The Remedy," it was on the first part of it was a long drawn out series. This Sunday Music was the first part of the series. So I was going to release a series of concept albums, Sunday Music. The next project that's coming out is Monday Music, then Tuesday, then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Basically the soundtrack to your week. So you can just, and it's all going to tell one big story in the end. And it's I know I have to shorten the album because I know people's attention spans aren't that long. So I don't know why I came up with this process, but I was influenced by Kanye with the college dropout, late registration, graduation, whole thing. So that's why I figured let me be a storyteller and try to do that to the best of my ability. So this song right here is The Remedy. It's featured on Sunday Music, which is out now. And yeah.
Let's hear it, man.
Let's hit it,
what
Rob.
you're supposed to say.
What are we supposed to do? Hit it, Rob.
Use a bad chick, then put your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. If you's a bad chick, then put your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. Girl, I hope you play this 100,000 times and let my power line shock your mind till it devours time. Tick-tock, hit rocks cause you're bound to find the one who's proud to shine and show you off looking like a dollar sign. And ain't always trying to figure like a Dina Howard, trying to throw your balls like Joe Mauer. I'm just waiting on my moment, cause some other niggas, they be on it. Yeah, I know you got the ball, but I'm pretty sure that we all been double crossed like a pound sign. But hey, what you doing on your downtime? Hey, better get around fry, cause we need to hook up and do something for free, like walking around. I'm just playing. Am I wrong for communicating through songs or putting my thoughts in the form of a poem? Or am I delirious? I know the furious should be inferior to pain you own. We can skip the anomits, looking like you want it. My bad, I was spacing out, looking at the trunkery, just had a Ric Flair moment. Woo! Heartbreak, 10-4. If you're not the one, then you're the prototype. Now you're telling me your heart been beat up like a Kodo fight. Good God, that's what the rappers say. So wait it up, never hesitate. Hey, you make a nigga wanna update his resume. Let's get it. Hold up, wait a minute. All she needed was some hold up. Wait a minute. All she needed was some hold up. Wait a minute. All she needed was some hold up. Wait a minute. All she needed was some use a bad chick and put your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. If you's a bad chick, then put your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. I see you ain't tryna drop down and get your ego on.
Deeper with Dave, deeper with Dave. Oh yeah.
Sponsored by.
I'm looking for a new jingle for Deeper with Dave. I forgot to say that in the intro.
God, I hope so.
Yeah, if anyone wants to write a little 10-second jingle, that thing is getting stale as hell, and I know it. I'm the first to admit it. It's horrible. All right. John Jay, man. So I think it's safe to say you're a baller, man. You're a baller in the studio. You're a baller on the basketball court, man. It's like you played basketball in college, right?
Yeah. I ended up playing at Mississippi Valley State, and then I went to Prairie View A&M, and yeah, it was short-lived. It didn't quite pan out the way I wanted it to, but it's all part of the process, and I feel like it definitely didn't happen for a reason.
What was your prime? What age was like your prime of your basketball skills? Was it freshman year?
No, I'd say probably like the last year that I played, but it was just, of course, like with anything, any job, it's all about politics. It's all about who you know. But with this, it just kind of phased out, and it was like, all right, look, I'm racking up a ton load of student loan debt, so let me just get this degree and get up out of here.
Well, what's kind of cool with that is that you kind of, went on this path and everything. You're actually still you're working at NBA TV and CNN. You're doing some production work, so you're still kind of in the game in a sense, right?
Oh yeah. Still in the game, just behind the scenes now. If I can't be on the court, I'm gonna be the guy. I'm the technical dude, trying to figure out how everything works, like Rob here, and so I've always had a fascination with putting stuff together and learning how stuff works, because I know if you learn how stuff works behind the scenes, it'll help you in front of this camera as well.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Cool. So what I want to do tonight, I want to deconstruct the sound that you've reached and in the song that we just heard. Like, how did you, what are the influences? Like, how did you reach that point? And I want to go all the way back, man. Like I was reading your bio and just kind of putting the story together here, and where it all began was in watching your mom on stage, man. Like when you were like 12 years old or something. So I know she's like a comedian, but when you were watching her back then, was she playing music, or like what kind of grabbed you back then?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Whenever we would go on a road trip, she would, she had this was back in the day when we had the big CD case with like 100 and 300 CDs in there.
Hell yeah.
And that. So I would kind of be the unofficial DJ on the road trips. I was about like 7 or 8. I would be in charge of the music on that portion. But and I was
so she'd play a gig like in a different city and just pack up the whole family, do a road trip, and just make it a family affair.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool,
exactly
man.
And so while we would be the kids in the back of the comedy club eating free chicken tenders. And,
Nice.
And so when people were talking about, oh, excuse my language, I'm like, yeah, I grew up around all types of stuff. So with that, it just seeing how she would control an audience, and as she sets up the joke, just seeing people in anticipation of the punchline is just like, oh wow, you can control the room like that, and you can
okay, so that's interesting. So it actually kind of like broke it down to like even specific moments, like you kind of you perceived like she's on stage doing her thing and everything, and she'd say or do something where the crowd would either laugh or like rumble, and you'd be like, whoa, wait, it's like, what's going on? Yeah. What just happened there? Like you're getting this reaction out of people, and that kind of like started to, I don't know, plant a seed inside you. It's like, I want to kind of do something. I want to create something that either inspires or gets some type of reaction out of people. Is that kind of what you were thinking?
Oh yeah, definitely. I guess the first influence is like TV and film, because she used to work with Steve Harvey back in the day, and just being on the set of that TV show and seeing how everything was ran, I was like, oh man, this I found what I wanted to do early on. So
all right, cool. So also in your bio, it's like you mentioned some like seminal moments in terms of the link into music, which was what was it, Nas? I mean, what does Nas mean to you in terms of your music, your career?
Well, it was kind of like my hip hop Bible, so to speak. Illmatic was the first time I tried to write. That was the first. I tried to compare my rhymes to his. Of course, there was no comparison. I was trash back then. But just Nas, Lupe Fiasco, DMX, Little Brother. There's a lot of groups that really
I want to the Lupe Fiasco. I want to. That's like 0.3 in the bio of like these like seminal moments. So I was like, this is after your kind of basketball era in your life, and then you hear, was it the Food and Liquor album, Lupe Fiasco? You said it just kind of like brought you back into that whole scene. It's like, I got to do music again after you were kind of away from it for a while. What was it about that album that just like knocked you on your ass or just like grabbed you?
Well, because it was stuff that was out of traditional hip hop. It was just storytelling. Most rapper, the typical rapper talks about how much money they have and this and that. But when I heard that album, I was like, oh, I didn't know you could talk about that. It's just talking about social issues, about people growing up without fathers and everything and this and that. And Illmatic was like my Old Testament. Food and Liquor was the New Testament. So it's just like I kind of follow those guidelines as far as trying to construct an album. So it's always going to be a well thought out process.
Cool, man. Yeah, I'm thinking like the song we just heard. The other thing I wanted to ask you is like I've said it like a billion times on this show. What always kind of like moves me in terms of this style of music, whether it's kind of like rap or hip hop and everything, is not just like the rhyme and not just the vocals, but the production behind it, like the sounds, the noises, like how does it blend in and create this like event that you're a part of. So that's where I want to start. It's like the background, like I was feeling like some trance, it's like even like Enya and just like this these just kind of waves of sound. I'm curious, like where does that come from, man? Because it's like when you listen to like Nas or like the Lupe Fiasco, like the rappers that you mentioned, like that's not always there. Like where does that background music come from for you?
Well, of course, with that song, that was a Janet Jackson sample. It was produced by Digital Beats, and yeah, just the sonics of music has changed throughout the years. Of course, you know, with hip hop back then, it was the boom bap era, and then now it's moving into heavier bass. Now just 808s, but this one, the influence on this one is just the accumulation of everything, pretty much. I know people say it's kind of similar to Kendrick Lamar, so it's I'm trying to step away from that, trying to be my own artist, because everybody keeps trying to compare me to him. Of course, I mean it's not a bad thing that can be compared to.
No, it's not. I think people like to say that just because that's, you know, I mean, if they only know of 10 rappers, they like to just call out one of them as some type of reference. It's not always like a negative statement there, but all right, cool, man. So how often you playing live?
How am I playing live? I'm trying to do something every week. There's more so it's a lot of hole in the wall places. You know, of course, you know, this is paying dues. I've been paying dues for a while. Performing in front of 12 people, performing in front of hundreds of people, who chilling circuit is what they call it. And right now it's I'm trying to focus all my energy on finishing this project Monday Music. So I kind of had to step back from everything in order to focus on finishing this first. So.
Yeah, what I used to like to do with small crowds is I would just take my shirt off. Like if there was just like less than 10 people, you know, let's just do something weird. You know, I'm not going to let the spectacle of no one there overtake the scene. It's just, you know, let's make it strange or something. But small crowds work better for me. If I was in shape, I would take my shirt off too. But you know, all right, man. Is any shout outs or any, you know, social links you want to put out there where people can kind of follow along your story?
Oh yeah, my name is John J 713 across the board on everything: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You know, 713, of course, you know, from Houston, so you know, got to pay homage to the hometown.
Yep.
And it's kind of warm there now, so yes. Good job with your snow up there.
All right, John, pleasure chatting with you, man. It's like when you get the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday albums, everything, you got to send it back to us, and we'll have you back, man.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing. It's I know it's been a while since Sunday and Monday, but it's kind of I was kind of simultaneously making all 7 albums at once, and I didn't even know it. So it's going to be back to back to back to back, and it's going to be an event for 2018. All
right, man, awesome. All right, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna hit it with Rob here really soon. I believe the song is Fenwick by Chris Garriott. Is that correct? Hit it, Rob. Bingo.
Hit it, Rob.
Right there. Hit it.
Sandy beaches, windswept waves, sun up on the bay while the children play. It's been so cold under concrete skies. There is a place where weary like kites fly. Serenity. Go back riding, oh, put out the crab traps. Float up to Bethany, you'll play a little two-hand touch. It doesn't matter how or when, we'll just relax, figure it out then. I had a dream I was in a sailboat with you. We flipped over, but no worries. We hit a sandbar in 2 feet of water. We Serenity. Sandy beaches, windswept waves, sails on the bay while the children play. It's been so cold.
All right, that was Fenwick by Chris Garriott. Joe, I'm glad you picked this song out of the bunch. I'm glad you didn't skip past it because I got some good stuff here, man.
I like this guy. This guy's good. You can catch the review we just did on him too on the site, on the website.
Yeah, so this is a really beautiful song. Like I didn't. There's just some timing issues here, but I was able to look past that. It's just the lyrics, the composition is the strength here for sure. Reminded me of the band, mid-70s band called Orleans. They had that song "Dance with Me." It was really similar flavor. It's like "Dance with Me." It's like I would encourage Chris to go check that out. Can
you finish that song for me?
After the show, and we can record.
It's not Dancing Queen, is it?
No, that's ABBA, I think. But Chris, dude, if you're listening, man, seriously, man, you have to re-record this tune, man. Like, do not just like throw this in the demo bin and forget about it. This is a beautiful song, but there's timing issues just with the different instruments. Like there was only a few moments where he was kind of playing to a tambourine as like the click of the song. Other than that, it was just like sparse guitars and, you know, different sounds going on, and it just wavered, you know. Well,
that's one of the things I mentioned in the review is just slightly in some spots. I mean, I enjoyed a lot of it. And folk isn't really something I go to all the time either, but I enjoyed a lot of his lyrics and all that stuff, and the songwriting and the songs themselves. There were just my production ear though was I would hear those, you know, the double tracked guitars would get slightly off on the strums here and there, and it would just
because there's no like consistent, there's no click track, there's no drummer there. I mean,
well, there could be, but it's just one of those things that sort of just fell through the cracks almost in the mix.
Well, that's why I recommend for Chris to listen to Orleans, that song "Dance with Me," because what they have is like a brush drummer, and I think that would work well in this song. It's not, you know, not the hard snare and everything, just a nice brush drum, just some type of beat that's consistent throughout. Because once the tambourine came in, I'm feeling it's like, all right, we got the beat now, and then it went away. I'm like, oh, we like lost the timing again, and it was a bummer because I really like the composition here, man. It is like a great tune. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say about that?
That's it, man.
Cool. We got a shorty but a goodie tonight. So thanks everybody for joining us, and everybody on the replay. Thanks for still hanging out. Remember, you can still comment on the replay and let us know what you think. You can also tweet us or message us or whatever you want. I'm JoeJoeKeys. Dave Werba is also here with me. Robert Hicks, the man behind the. Oh, hey, Rob.
Wow! Oh, wow! He's on camera. That's huge.
It's the man. It's the man right there. All right. Anybody needs help with their music, or not with their music, with their video production? If you need help with your music production, call us. If you need help with your video production, call Rob. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with us. We'll be back regular time next week, Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern time, with one of my childhood stars, favorites, or whatever you want to talk about. They just came out with a new band. We'll talk about it next week. See you later.
Hit it, Rob. Thank you. Chloe.
Up a pencil and I got down to work. I was trying to make sense out of these feelings that lurk behind everything wrong with everything that's right. Just when it finally felt good to be alive.
Feelings like these are a million years old.
I felt it coming deep in my bones. Sharpened my pencil, stayed